due to these clubs being radicalized by the state attorney general's office. This was relaunched in 2014, which used to be just another extracurricular with civically minded students or students that were interested in politics. This is another program that's been weaponized by government because that's what government does. That's their job. They're a company. They want everything working for
Mhm.
their purpose. So what do we do about it, right? I just want to cut to the chase. This is not, these clubs could be positive, and this is how we talk to school boards. Listen, these clubs could be positive. If right now there should be more debate clubs and debate among students, just like in the civil rights era. If this is the worst
Yeah.
society's ever been divided, then there should be debate clubs of all these kids. But there's not, right? Because debate's being stifled. The number one issue that we see on combating this, from a parent's standpoint, is that to get into this club, since all of them address sexual orientation, it's in their documentation that you have to have parental consent to join the club. So
Hmm.
school board members, and parents need to demand of school boards that any extracurricular club that requires parental consent, that club's content, concepts, anything they make should needs to stay in the club. It needs to stay outside of school or in the school room that they meet in. But what's happening is they're using these kids and this content, and that's how this content spreads in schools. If you look at the basically the riot that they had in Portland a couple years ago, that was through the Civil Rights Club. If you look at the
Hmm.
walkout in Brunswick, that's the Civil Rights Club. If you watch the Wyndham board meeting, what it was like almost 2 years ago, that the Maine Wire covered, that Justin Wynot and his crew down there really made useful and has done really great things down there. One of the moms testified that that her kid and others say all the time they are bullied by the civil rights team kids.
Hmm.
They force the kids to say I'm bi. We hear this a lot. The kids are saying they're bi all the time, just so these certain kids leave them alone. Okay, so the civil rights teams. So we always want to focus on solution and what you can do. Every parent should make sure that the content and actions of a civil rights team in their district is kept to kids that have parental consent. Because right now they go to assemblies, they go to elementary schools, all to recruit, and it's all the same content. Anything that we see that is massively disputed, these clubs are pushing, and they're pushing into classrooms, they're pushing into assemblies, they're pushing onto teachers, and the worst part is that it's all centrally driven by the Maine Attorney General's office, which is absolutely a state endorsed movement, youth program, which at one point liberals used to call the Scouts. They used to say the Scouts are a government, government program to produce nationalists, right? And now they have that's not even true, right? That's not that they don't the Scouts
Right.
don't run off of the
Okay.
Attorney General's office. So these civil rights teams need to be brought into check. Parents have I mean, this is a very logical solution. This isn't outside the box, right? This isn't some argument you need to get a legal opinion from. If you have an extracurricular program that requires parental consent, then all the content, all of it, needs to stay isolated to students with parental consent. Why
Yeah.
I bring this up, Chuck, is that no matter, I mean, we have made inroads and made wins locally in a school district that has 12 or 14 board members endorsed by the union. Okay, so we figured out pressure points and leverage, how to create leverage. There is not much we can do to offset the impact of kids seeing other kids advocate inside the schools and classrooms. That is very powerful. And there's a reason why in, I believe, 2017, Governor LePage, former Governor LePage, tried to defund this program. And at that point, Democrats had the majority in the House. And they said, we will block the budget if that program's defunded. That's straight from a
Hmm.
senator that was involved. So if you need any um, contextual evidence, this is a priority for the other
Yeah.
side.
Yeah.
That's it. right? This is a major influence over your kid or our kids, your kids, our kids, everything. These clubs need to be reined in. These clubs need to be put back in check. I don't if their parents give them consent to go into a classroom and talk about whatever they want, that's fine with me. I'm not don't lobby to get rid of the clubs. That's just a trap.
Right.
What you need to
Yeah.
do is say whatever is being taught in this class that requires parental consent, the whole extracurricular group, you need parental consent to get in. None of that, nothing of that club needs to go or be in front of or influence another kid who does not have parental consent.